So this is my 1986 Kenmore, but it's made by Whirlpool air conditioner, 6,000 BTU. There's the info plate if anyone wants to look at it. This unit failed us, not completely. I've got it going now, but it decided that the fan motor was going to take about 30 minutes to get going. So I ended up having to replace the capacitor, and here it is. You can see it doesn't fit properly. I mean, it does, and it's not going anywhere, but it doesn't fit perfectly because the old capacitor was oval. I also went ahead and put a new plug on it because it had molded plug disease. Now this unit was having a bit of rust in the back here, so much so that it had rusted out like quite a large area right here, and you can see the filler that I put in there. The whole corner was basically gone, and I just JB welded it. But what's weird is this here isn't really rusted. I mean, that's still attached. Yes, I'm going to do a drain hole. Just a small one, though. Not the whole corner. But I went ahead and sanded all the rust off the base of the compressor as much there as I could get. And I just went ahead and coated this whole thing in brown paint. This is matte coffee bean. This is some old paint I had laying around, nothing specific. It's on the inside of here. I'm also painting the outside of it, and yes, that's thin. I'm going to do another coat. That's satin almond, which is the closest thing I could find to the original color. I need to get a thin comb or something and straighten the coils out here. But also the fan was rubbing, and yes, I do need to clean these coils. And that will be done. I found this kind of interesting, as part of the shroud is actually part of the fan motor here. Or fan motor, part of the what the hell is that thing called? Condenser coil. And then I did the same over here. And I did the top of the fan motor because it was getting some surface rust on it. I still got the little caps on there, and these guys pop off, and you oil it. You know how a motor works, and there's oil in there. I just freshly oiled it. Oh man, yeah. Here's the information on the compressor, if you can see it. It's a Matsushita electric compressor. But anyway, it's probably the best unit I have. It's got metal blades in here. Looks like somebody had a struggle with that motor shaft. Anyway, I'll go ahead and fire it up. I'm not going to touch it because my outlet here is non-grounded, and because of this non-grounded, I need to go through and run new wire in this building. I can add a ground wire because there's actually a ground wire coming into here, because the wire going into this old fuse panel was replaced, but the ground wire is there, but it's not in any of this wiring. And this is actually 2-wire extension cord wire because none of these outlets were here. But anyway, let's go ahead and plug it in and fire it up. Basically what I was trying to say is I'm not going to touch it because it's not grounded, and I have gotten shocked off of this before. But when I plug it into the GFCI, it doesn't trip it, and this outlet is actually properly grounded, and it doesn't shock me there, so it's okay, I guess. Let's go ahead and... oh, I did have to add some refrigerant, and I know these things are frowned upon, but instead of Removing all the refrigerant. Instead of removing all the refrigerant, cutting this off, soldering in hell, what's that thing called? I don't know, a refrigerant fitting. I just put this on here, and you know what? If it slowly leaks out over 3 or so years, then I'll put a bit more in. But I'm not gonna suck all the. You know what? Let's just turn it on. I'm gonna turn this to in between fan speeds there for a minute. Is this compressor dying? It sounds okay, I think. I don't really know much about rotaries. I think it sounds alright. This fan's a bit off balance, and I need to work on that, because it vibrates a bit much. If you look back in the video, look and see how much condensation was already there. I don't know if this was already there or not, because I did have it running about 30 minutes ago. Either way, it's ice cold already. Now that doesn't sound really good. Hear that? That might be the mounts. I think I'm just being paranoid, but it does. You know what? Whatever. I'd also like to mention that the energy saver fan doesn't work anymore. If I turn... Oh, that's this. If I turn it on energy save fan and it's so hot in here, the thermostat's not even going to click off. But trust me, energy save fan doesn't work. And this thing moves a ton of air for a 6,000 BTU. So yeah, air conditioner. Gist of this story, it blows, and it blows cold. And it makes this noise. I think I might have slightly overcharged it. But before it was so undercharged, it would just freeze itself up, so... And it wasn't because the coils were dirty, because I cleaned them multiple times. So, sure.